plea, Lord of the Almighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. Almighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorance. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the right. Pitiful children of men, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stands against us shall burn. Almighty Ifrit, my one true God, your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another. Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, the frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of our one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance rexeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed numbers. The paragons warned of thine aberrant kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. that is a trial mission. Now, ones later on are a lot harder, but this one is the first one, so it's not that bad. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of the Amazo Zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent knot. Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer to. I feel I owe you an apology, Ryuk. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would have never left you face to below. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in a more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybell, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ffxiv. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Gul'dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely on. Even the pessimist, my dear Livia, promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plan? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware, woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Ah, there you are, Ryuk. Come rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing the gods' ignominious defeat, the Almaja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time at least. Now where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be a whole of body, but the same cannot be said of the minds. For once a man is tempered. Ah, but it still suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all of our fortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ffxiv is slain, and by your hand no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Ryuk. Not that I ever thought it was ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for the tally remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shall, or you strange object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to the mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems will solve themselves. Going to the waking sands. Alright. Oops. Alright. So we're almost level 26. We're getting close to being able to get our mounts too. So we can start getting mounts. Alright, so right now we're going to be returning to the sign of the Seventh Dawn. And I think we're going to be speaking to Minfilia. In the making. Alright. Here we are. Hello, Tatsuru. Waking Sands. We're going to be entering. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Why, thank you. My late arrival nearly cost Ryuk his life. I wasn't there when the Almaza took him prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served him to Ffxiv. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but it does not excuse the fact that he should never have faced such dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself forever. Ryuk, it is good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear. And now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Almanza undertook both the robbery and the abductions while the aiming of the summoning the primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether and or if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life, and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ffxiv. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be tracked by Juris Primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primal cries out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the beings a physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their gods become. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering morals, a process to which you yourself was subjected. Yet, even as Ffxiv took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a great power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be an instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, the immortal flame assures me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ffxiv, I feel you have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or not, Ophelia neglected to tell you something. Something I would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that all to you be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal, whom cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need to be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Ryuk. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louis Schroll would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of the envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of a reward, confirming to Yustola and the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Ryuk. Or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Mephilia, radiance as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have been recently welcomed a new hero in their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of Limsa to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Ryuk, your recent exploits have drawn your attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how would Ryuk's deed spread so quickly, that the immortal flames to know of his triumph should be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Eep! Your reputation precedes you, Master Sanle Murte. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Trin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join our strengths, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Trellswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Sanle Murte. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future of Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said, "You have the look of a hero." Full often does she speak of you, friend, as do many others of Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Lady Mephilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need not reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation will help clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of the respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa, the Order of the Trin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to yours and your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I can see that it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. Your as wise as beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Ryuk hear our leader speak, then return here with the decision. We eagerly await your answer. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature of a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military services, but I strongly urge you to join the Grand Company, nothing less. While the promise of rewards is enticing itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Ryuk, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention. Not all of it, friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must need to be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be a man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining an organization needs not meaning leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Company seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Ryuk, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Ryuk. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often too many times, or to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services take place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of 3 services, and Elder Seedseer, Khan Isana, will deliver her address at Mayuketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involving an assembly at all involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next you need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Raban Adeline will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there should be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Lemsla-Minta, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Melreb Luciferin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthor, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Alright guys, well I think we're going to end it there. I will continue on here in just a few. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like its content videos, and I will see you all in the next one.